high because of the COVID and the hot weather. I think skin tint is very in right now. So I think I might just do a video about all my skin tints. Like you can see, I have quite a bit of them. I have watched a video from Beige that she basically ranked all, like kind of ranked all of her cream bronzer. So I think I might just do the same type of thing with my skin tints. And also I think like for doing this type of video I can sort of discover some product that I have but I haven't used or forgot about. So how she does it is she put them in several categories, like Holy Grail in the rotation, good but not amazing, used to use it all the time but not anymore, take it or leave it, not for everyone, and avoid. Actually, I have sorted all of these products in these categories already, and I don't have one thing that's avoid, because I feel like something, if it doesn't really work for me, it still can work for other person. So, and also if something is like too bad that I feel like there's nobody will, you know, make this work, I will just declutter it. So these are still in my collection, means that there are something good about them. Like I said, because I don't have one skin tint for the category avoid, I will start from not for everyone, which I actually have quite a few in them. By the way, there's no like orders of the products in the same category. First, in the not for everyone category is this product, the LANCOME Skin Feels Good Hydrating Skin Tint Healthy Glow. And I am in the shade 35W. Actually, I put this one into this category is not because it's not good. It's because even though it says it's a skin tint, it doesn't really feel like a skin tint. You know, when you're looking for a skin tint, you're probably thinking about very glowy, very sheer coverage, and something like that. But this one is not like that. This pretty much just feels like a lighter coverage foundation, like a light to medium buildable kind of coverage, which I think for skin tint is more of a sheer coverage, right? So this is too much coverage for a skin tint, I think. And maybe everybody is different. Maybe somebody is like, even though I want skin tint, I still want coverage. So that's why I put it in this category, because it's very good. It's so smoothing and coverage is so seamlessly. So it's like a very good product. But if you're like, I just want a very sheer product for my face, then this is not it. Like, I don't know if you can tell. It's quite a good coverage. Like there's a spot on my hand, it's like red and it's covering it. Of course this is not blending out, so there will be like much more coverage in this way than like blending out on your skin. But this is really a very full coverage for a skin tint. If you want a natural looking kind of light to medium coverage foundation, then this one is very good one. It's just not for the people that's looking for a sheer coverage skin tint. So that's that. And the next one is the Fenty Eaze Drop. I have tried this in a video. I'll put it in the card. It's in that video. It's not very successful experience because in that stage my skin was quite dry. It has, well, it's not too bad because for other foundation it works perfectly. I really had no problem. But when I was using this, it's like all setting into my pores, like cleaning on my dry patches that I don't even know I have. So it's quite weird. At the end of the video, I somehow made it semi-work for me. So, but even in the area that it works for me, I didn't think anything about it. So recently I again tried this one and it worked pretty well, but nothing like is very special about it. It's not like a very glowy or anything, like the finish is so pretty, nothing about it. It's like just works as a skin tint quite nicely. I think it's because recently it's summer, so my face is not dry. It's like on the more combination or not too oily, but a little bit oily side. So for skin tint, it doesn't really work for drier skin, so it's kind of weird. And even if when it's working, it's not like better than any other skin tints. And also this skin tint had quite much coverage, a little bit less than the LANCOME one, but still a very, for a skin tint, it's a full coverage. It's like a light coverage foundation kind of coverage. And let me swatch for you. I don't know if you can tell, it's pretty much just looks like a foundation. It's not very sheer. Like, I just really like those very sheer skin tints. So this one is, in my book, it's not for everyone. The Chanel Le Beige Water Fresh Tint. I put this one into this category, maybe it's because of the shade. I picked a shade that's too dark for me. It's light dip. So yeah, it's too dark for me. But still, I feel like this one is not for everyone because of the reason that's opposite for this. It's almost no coverage. Even I feel like even for skin tint, I don't want too much coverage, but I'm also not looking for zero coverage, right? I feel like I'm looking for like a 5 to 10% coverage, and this is giving 0 to 1% coverage. And maybe also, yeah, like I said, because of the shade, and this is very dark. Even though when I blend it, it doesn't look this dark. Most of these are skincare ingredients, so it looks very dark. Let me just swatch it. It's just pretty much a liquid, and you blend it into yeah, this is really a tint, but with no coverage. So yeah, I think someday I want my skin to be a little bit more bronzy and no coverage. I sometimes reach for this for the outer part of my face, but when someday I want just a little bit coverage, I don't reach for this. And that's why I put this one into this category, because this product is not bad, it's just not for everyone, like the, you know, the name of this category. So yeah, and next is Take It or Leave It. In this category, I don't know if I'm understanding this category right, but for me, I just took the product that I don't really care about. It's like I can use it, but if I don't have it, I don't really miss it. I might not even notice that I don't have them. So one product in this category, It's the brand Nudestix. It's their Nudes Tinted Blur Stick. I think when these first came out, a lot of people are really loving it. And that's why I bought it, because a lot of YouTubers was raving about it. And I bought this and I put it on my face. It's like, I don't get it. I don't get what's good about this. Well, it's very convenient because in a stick, you just, draw some strokes on your face and you blend it out. The thing I don't understand about this stick is, even though, so this is a swatch, even though it's a skin tint, it's kind of feeling a little bit heavy on the face, which is strange because you reach for skin tint, sometimes you're just looking for this lightweight feeling, like it's like you're not even applying makeup kind of feeling, right? And I feel like I think I can feel it when I'm applying it on my face, which is not the reason I reach for skin tint, right? A lot of time it settles into my pores if I'm blending, not in a wrong way, but yeah, maybe blending too much or something like that, and it settles into my pores and settle into the area that I don't really have a problem with, which is weird. But these days I can still use this for around my eyes, like sometime I don't really want a foundation and I also don't want a concealer. I just took this because it has a little bit peachy undertone, so I just took this under my eyes and blend it with my finger, and I just go outside like that. So I still use it, but I'm okay without it. This is my Armani To Go Essence in Foundation Tone Up Cushion. This is a weird product. Like, usually for a name of tone up, it's usually a primer, right? You don't really want a foundation to tone up you, because that means the foundation shade doesn't really match you, right? It means the foundation shade is too light for you because it's literally toning up your skin. So when I'm trying to buy this, I didn't really understand what they are trying to talk about. So I just bought a shade that usually work for me with Armani foundations, and this one is in the shade 4. And when I got it and I put it on my face, I realized they're not kidding with the tone up thing. This is really lighter than their other foundations, like in the same shade. So they really mean to tone up. You can see it's like so much lighter than the other foundation. It's definitely not usually the shade that I would reach for. So it's really weird. And yeah, it's a very sheer foundation, barely a foundation. I think it's a primer with a hint of coverage into it. Maybe that's why they call it tone up. But I think they shouldn't put the word foundation into it. But the texture is like okay. Sometimes I reach for this and I use this around my eye, like the same way I use this to brighten the around the eye. And maybe I think this one is very sheer because I got a shade that's too light for me and I don't want to, look like a ghost. So I just put a very, very few amount of this so that I don't get enough coverage, because this is definitely not anywhere nearly to a full coverage foundation. Like, can you even see it? So this foundation, sometimes I use it, but yeah, I'm definitely okay with not having it, and it's very expensive for the amount that you get. It's only 0.5 ounce, and I think it's like $60 or $70 or something. The next category is used to use it all the time but not anymore. So in this category, a lot of foundations actually I still love, and I don't use them as purely because of the COVID. Because we have to wear a mask, and those products in this category are not made for the mask, of course, because they are created a long time before the COVID. Yeah, that's not because they're not good. It's just not good for for mask wear. The first product is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. Even though it says it's a foundation, it's basically just a skin tint. And you can see I'm like this way through it. When I bought this, I have used this quite much, but then COVID happened, and this one, even though it's a skin tint, I'm wearing a mask on top of this. It's like the mask just took all of it and only left the product in my pores on my skin. So it looks really weird. It looks like, you know, little white dots on your face. You know what I'm talking about if you also have bigger pores like me. So that's why I don't reach for it anymore. But if I'm not wearing a mask, it looks so amazing all day. So yeah, I put it in this category is because I truly wear this all the time. I used to wear this all the time, but not anymore because of the mask wear. Yeah, if in the future we finally don't have to wear a mask going outside, I think I will again picking this up and use this all the time. Going the same with this one as well, the MAC Face and Body. I feel like the Dior one is a little bit more coverage than this one. This one is very sheer, but still has some coverage. I think it's 5% coverage and 10% coverage. They're all very sheer, but this one is just a little bit more stronger. And I think also this one is much more dewy on the face. Oh, I forgot to swatch the Dior one for you. Well, this is the MAC one. Don't know if you can tell. It's very sheer. Yeah, even though this is, you know, I didn't blend this out, it's just a swatch, but you can see, well, maybe not on the camera, but in real life, you can see through all of these products to my real skin. And I think that's a true skin tint. This is the Dior one. And yeah, I think the same. The Dior one just has a little bit more of the coverage. Still love them, but just because of the COVID in this same category. The Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder Youth Boosting Perfect Skin Foundation. Her product name is just always so long. And this one, you can see I'm this way through it. For me, like having this much of base product, means I use it quite much. And yeah, I love this very much. I think this might be my favorite skin tint if there's no COVID. And I don't really like this with mask. It's for the same reason with this. It's just the mask just took the foundation, the product on the surface all off and left the foundation in the pores to create those like little white dots. So and not something for for mask wear, but if there's no COVID, we don't have to wear a mask. I do love this. So the next category is in the rotation. So this one, the Milk Makeup, the Sunshine Skin Tint. Actually, this one is a little bit similar to this LANCOME Skin Feels Good one. It's a little bit too much coverage, but not to the point like to this kind of coverage. It's like maybe a 15 to 20% of coverage. Has a lot more coverage than all of these skin tints. But I still put this one into the rotation is because it's actually weirdly very smudge proof. So I can wear this under the mask without it being too ugly. Like the mask will break up this one a little bit as well, but it's not as like weird looking as all of those like these ones. So I do put this into rotation, not too frequently because like I said, it's quite full coverage for a skin tint. Of course not a full coverage foundation, a full coverage skin tint. Actually, I might put this into the not for everyone category, but the fact that I do rotate this quite a bit, I thought I would just put this into this category. Well, so bright. It's very nice. For a skin tint, it's quite a weird, not weird, quite a special formula. But it's very expensive because there's only 0.54 ounce of product in here. So the next one I haven't heard anybody talk about. It's the Shiseido Synchro Skin Tinted Gel Cream. I think people all really like their Synchro skin, like the foundations. The two foundations, people like those very much, but I don't really like those. I like this skin tint, but this one is released like years ago. I don't even know they still have this or not. But this is a very good skin tint. It's a very sheer, very beautiful, very glowy, but it's still a little bit budge proof for the mask. It wears quite nicely with the mask, even though it still gets onto the mask, but it doesn't really look ugly after the mask taking some product from your face. So I really like this. But the texture just looking a little bit weird. It looks like it's not well mixed, which in the real life I'm like shaking it before I use it. I think it's just the texture of this. I don't know if you can tell. It's almost feeling like, looking like it's about to separate. And you have to really blend this one into your skin. And if you blend it, it looks very pretty on your skin. And it really has a little bit of those smudge-proof quality to it. Can you tell? It's like about to separate on my skin. But if you blend it well, it doesn't really happen on your face. It's actually sort of creating a film after you blend it, and it just stay into the place. It's very nice. Oh, sorry, I skipped a category between the rotation and used to use it all the time, but not anymore. It's the category called good but not amazing. So I'm gonna talk about it right now. So in this good but not amazing category, we have 4 products. First is this La Mer Skin Tint. I believe they changed the packaging. Now it's in a pinky metallic, or like a pinky reflective kind of packaging. But I think the formula is not changed. And it's actually a pretty good skin tint, but it's not standing out. It's just, yeah, good but not amazing. Of course I love to use this because it's good quality, but if I'm like wanting to reach for a skin tint, I'm not always thinking about this one. It's just good. I'm happy to use it, but I don't really think about it often. And this is the swatch and also the the shade range is quite bad for this one. I think it's only like only four shades in my memory. I might be wrong. And a lot of them are like lighter shades. There's no really deeper shades to this one. So yeah, and it's very expensive. Other one. This is the by Terry CellulaRose Moisturizing Color Control Multitasking Sheer Tinted Cream. Such a mouthful. This is a pretty good skin tint. It's very smoothing and it's very nice on the skin. It's just same as all the other skin tints. So it's like good. But when I'm wanting to reach for a skin tint, I don't really always reaching for this one. I'm happy to have it, happy to use it, but it's not best. And the color is quite warm, and I think they don't really have too many shades, maybe 3, or I don't know, definitely not much shades about this one, and it's quite expensive. Yeah, if I'm ever gonna run out of it, I won't pick it up again. Next is the Armani Color Control Glow Moisturizer. It's actually a quite nice product, but yeah, it's just not standing out. It pretty much feels like a light coverage foundation, a little bit like this LANCOME one, but not as full coverage. It's still in the skin tint range. It's not anything special for me. I feel like all of these luxury brands, they just love to doing those products. Like, it's good, it's nice, it's feeling very good to use, but it's not very unique. Maybe they are just trying to play it safe. I don't know. And there's another product, is the Nars Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. I really like this one, but for some reason I just never remember to reach for it. I just have this memory that I really like this one, but every time I reach for a skin tint, I just don't reach for this one. So I guess it's just not special enough for me to use. Like the milk one, even though I don't think it's the best, but when I'm thinking for a skin tint, I always think about this one. And MAC Face and Body, and the Charlotte Tilbury, the Dior one, even though now I'm wearing a mask, so I don't really reach for them, but I always think about it when I want to wear a skin tint, but I just never remember this one. And I remember this one in my collection, but I just never remember to use it. Yeah, I guess it's just not special enough. But the good thing about this one is it has a lot of shades, and I think recently they expand their shade range, so there's much more options, which I think is a good thing for skin tint, because a lot of time they usually just have like 3 or 4 shades, or sometimes they only even have 1 shade. So I think for more shades option, this one is very nice. So yeah, the last category is the Holy Grail, which is the cheapest one in all I have. It's the Colourpop Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. And it's in this category mainly because of the COVID. Actually, I got this one right before COVID happened, I think. And back then, I really didn't think anything about this. I feel like it's like I can use this, but I don't really think anything special about it. It's nice. It's just nice if there's no COVID. But when the COVID first hit into the world, this is pretty much the only foundation I put on my face, or like a base product, because it's not foundation. Because it's very surprisingly, for a skin tint, it's very smudge proof. It's not like in a way that it never transfer on the mask, but it just never look really bad if I set this properly with a powder. And even don't set it with powder, it never look very ugly after I'm wearing a mask for hours. So yeah, like I said, I just put this into the Holy Grail category just because of the COVID. Of course, it's looking very nice on the face. It's very glowy, very natural looking, very and very easy, very comfortable to wear. But it doesn't really beat all of these favorites in the past. So like I said, I didn't really think anything special about it. But since the COVID, I find this one is the most, how to say, pretty looking under the mask. So I just reach for it almost every day, and it's so cheap. I think I bought this like $9 or something around that price range, and there's 14 mils of product. And you know, the milk, they only have like about half ounce. So yeah, maybe if you want to try a skin tint, just try this one. And if you like this one, maybe you can, you know, diving into the skin tint category and try more. But this is a very good option for like the entry of a skin tint world. And actually, I think you will just please with this one, and you don't need others. And that's about it. It's how many? So there's 15 of skin tint, and I'm a little bit tired of talking too much. I think I want to do more of this because I think it really helped me to find other products that I used to love, like these ones. I pretty much forgot these ones still in my collection. So yeah, it's really helpful for me to shop my stash before I buy new things, because sometimes I feel like I just fell into that rabbit hole of buying new product, new launches like a robot. Like there's new good things on the market and I just bought it, and I just buy it without thinking about it. I think doing this kind of video is helpful to gathering my thoughts on product and stop buying all of those products and just put them into the collection and not use them. So yes, I think I'm planning to do more this type of videos to help my bank account, basically. Thank you for watching. Bye.